The name is unimportant. So welcome to our podcast, video cast. Nothing important, honestly.
Like, I don't know. I think that like there's a question there. Seriously, do people who go to book burnings actually
on
have
again?
a clear idea?
We're
of the
rolling,
book?
but we'll have you come back.
Okay.
All right, so we'll have it open up on Casey, and Casey go.
We're back.
That's awkward
Good.
as fuck.
Good.
Okay, all
So-
right, and we're back.
I don't feel good about any of that.
Welcome
give
back.
the heebie-jeebies.
A little.
Okay.
Welcome ourselves back because there was no gap for you, but we had one. And
There was a question on the table. I really actually want to know what you think about it.
about book burnings,
Do you think that all people who attend book burnings are aware of what the book is, what the book represents, why it's being banned, and why they're burning it?
Oh, definitely not.
That's what I'm saying. So you're saying at a book burning, I think people at book burnings recognize the book, and I'm saying, no, I don't actually think so.
Well, I don't know if
just
they
burn any
recognize
old
the
book,
content.
just as long as
of
it's
the
a book.
The contents of the book.
They
but
probably
you're-
haven't read it themselves to know that they really want to burn it.
Well,
But
then how do
they'd
you know if you want to burn
recognize
it?
the cover. They're all, that's that devilish book we're not supposed to be reading.
And they burn
Kind
like.
of.
Do,
Kind
is there organization at book burnings like, hey, next Tuesday we're going to be
Somebody
burning
Google
Grapes
that.
of Wrath,
The American
and
Book Burning
Wednesday
Club.
save your children's books for Wednesday. 'Cause that's children's books burning day.
I feel
Do they
like
actually
that's like
could do that
trying to
right
get on a
now?
white nationalist algorithm. Like there's a
I
calendar
could just
of book
see
burnings.
they always light it up with Fahrenheit 451, like every single time.
That's what they start the
457,
book
450.
burning with.
Yeah,
It's
they
like a
light that one up.
catalyst.
Yeah,
That's like the Molotov cocktail
Yes.
of book burning.
I want to go to one of these, and I'm gonna bring an oven that sits at 451 degrees until the book combusts, and then you can pull it out of the oven,
very nice.
and then use that to start the rest of the file.
Can this all be off of like stolen electricity just on like
Mike.
days? Oh, Mike, no! The like daisy chain of electrical cords, you know, like the
Can it be-
plug-in cords.
Say that again.
You're bringing your oven to a book burning.
Yeah.
So I'm asking if it can, you know, just be plugged into a lot of extension cords that are stealing electricity from somewhere.
I mean, I think that's cool, but you know that increases our carbon footprint, and really we want to like power this by human power, so we can get some of those bicycles with a little generator on it and have
Oh
like
my God!
10 people on bikes pedaling as hard as they can to keep this oven at 450 degrees until the book combusts.
I mean,
That really shows your
50?
dedication on book burning.
absolutely. That's like an all-in commitment. Like, what are you doing on Saturday? I'm going to ride a bike at a book burning to
Start it.
generate the electricity of the oven in which Casey will burn his book. Full commitment there. Don't just show up with a match. What are you doing?
Yeah, come on. Like, put some soul into this.
Are you burning multiple books at the same time in said oven, or one at a time?
Well, no, I think the oven is just to start the catalyst, which is 451 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
It'll be set at 451 Fahrenheit, which I think will combust. Because fire is somewhere around 400 to 600 degrees. So I think at 451, we might be able to, it'll certainly char, and maybe if we blow on it, or maybe put a little bit of napalm jelly on the in between the cover or something like that.
It's inside the oven, so maybe it will generate its own like little air current to spontaneously combust.
Hopefully. But I mean, then we're going to put it on this pile of books, and we're like, what are these books? What if there's a book in there I like, and I see it? What if you go to a book burning and you're
You're like,
burning
no,
it?
not that one.
Yeah, do you get it? Is it like a trade first? Do you like a little, you know what? Before we do the book burning, everybody can kind of look through everybody else's books to see whose books you want. Then whenever books are left, we burn.
It's like a book.
Or you burn the books
it's
that
like
people
a-
are like,
a
I
book
want this book. You
It's
must
like
burn
a
it.
book exchange to book burning party.
Yeah. But I mean, the whole purpose of me even wanting to go there is just to get the covers off of books that are recognized.
right.
So
So
they
you
can
don't
make
actually
coasters out
care
of them.
what is inside the contents of the book that they're burning that they don't know the contents of.
I'm not really sure that I would be able to keep my mouth shut at a book burning. I don't know if that's a great, like, safe space for me to be in.
Do you think it's a quiet event?
Well, what if there was
no,
some
could I
incentive?
bring a gun though?
What if there was some incentive, like you got like one of those buttons, like you'd get from Pizza Hut, you know, that have the little book it club. So every time you got a book to burst into flames in the oven, you got another little star on your stick on your thing.
I have successfully
And then you
combusted.
get what, a free pizza?
Yeah, you get like a free and then you cook pizzas in the oven, so everyone gets a personal pan pizza when they.
Personal pan book cook.
This pizza
Yeah.
tastes a little like Tolstoy.
What, you know what we should really do to really help the global economy is we should take our books, instead of burning them, we should have more of like a seance kind of thing, and then ship the books to other countries where they use wood-fired ovens to cook their food with.
There you go.
SFGE, the seances for global economies.
Seances for global economy.
So how much energy do you think it would take to actually ship that book
We just
versus the energy that you obtain from burning the book?
I think we should put
Because if you're going to have a ship that
Right.
has then fuel
It's a very-
and
it's a very- yeah,
transportation,
it's not
how
gonna-
much transportation energy was used versus energy that you're going to obtain from the actual book being burnt?
well, I think what we could
I feel
do
like
is,
this should be in on television national event to figure out which is more efficient, to be perfectly honest
what if we
with
use
you.
if we get enough books? If we get enough books, we can get a steam-powered ship.
They'll put it on C-SPAN.
Why don't we
Use
why
the
don't we
books
get like
to power
a
the steam-powered ship to take the books to the other side of the
if
world.
you're going to do steam,
You're
why don't you
making
do
a
wind, a
cyclical
wind powered
economic need?
like a sailboat?
It's sailboat, yeah.
Okay.
Or just maybe we do
I
the
want to be on a
Because
sailboat.
steamboats,
note in the
you
bottle.
have energy
we just
that
get
you're
really big bottles.
don't you have energy burning to get a steam
Yeah.
going for
Yeah, but
steamboat?
we burn the books. Some of them.
Yeah. Well, there was somebody who made a
So
wood.
as long as there's enough books, we can get across
There
the
was
ocean.
somebody who made a wood-powered Volkswagen Bug back in the '60s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you could just be burning your
just
books in your own
convert it.
car, and then it doesn't have to go across the world, which is going to cost energy to get across the world to create energy.
Yeah. But what if we put it on the empty ships
The
that come from China
the
already? They
deadheads?
come from China with stuff on them.
deadheads.
They used to go back with recycled goods on them until they realized that we were
I
just putting
feel like
landfills
this
on
could
them.
be
You know what they
Science
ship?
Live on C-SPAN.
you know-
and you could do a whole test on how to distribute this, which actually functions more efficiently. I'm telling you, no one would watch it, but it would be ultimately interesting. Eric might watch it. He would probably
I'd
know
watch
all
it
about
probably.
it.
What-
I'd watch it too, but
we send over hay, but we do it. We compress it to a point where it's like a little brick that will expand to a big amount
yeah,
of hay.
I have a mattress
And-
from a box. I understand the concept.
Yeah, but that's a big thing that we're shipping, so they can feed cattle over in.
Is there just
China.
not space to feed cattle?
I don't think they. I just
Or
know that
they don't grow
they have a
it?
lot of shipments of that, and that's from
here?
from
Hey,
like the,
hey.
the
From
western.
Is
I don't know
that
about
true?
Utah, but I know about western.
From Utah, there's a significant portion of land in Utah owned by other countries
Well,
Yeah,
I could see that.
Arizona's the
that
same way.
produce
They grow a lot of
feed
alfalfa
for their
and stuff,
animals.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it ourselves here out of the Great Salt Lake. Do you know how that process works? The brine shrimp. We have the brine shrimp. They bloom.
Oh yeah, and then they use that for
it's
fish
a very
food,
competitive
right?
industry that pops up, and it's about 2 weeks long. And there's boats that go out on the Great Salt Lake, racing each other, and they mark the water with a dye so that they stake their claim.
Okay.
They go back with the boat and scoop all the brine shrimp up.
So if the wrong shrimp is in your boat, and you
It's
don't have
grounds
the,
for litigation.
Yeah, you come in and these are red. You're blue. You're team blue. What have you done?
what if there's a purple?
Yeah, well, then it's split.
The-
You got to split these with your friend. But we take those shrimp and we put them in. I'm not sure how they're transported exactly. I think I remember it being in large cans, like the food storage cans. And then we ship those to. I mean, everything goes to China, right? Everything's China. It's
Yeah.
China. It's China. It's China. But we ship them there, and they
Yeah,
use
they
the
bought our
brine shrimp.
trash forever.
They use the brine shrimp to feed other sea creatures like lobster and crab to get them healthy, so they can be shipped back here so we can eat them.
I can see that.
Dude, I
Why don't we
see it,
just-
but that just weirds me out.
I mean, what if we just took the brine shrimp and compressed them into a brick and just,
Well, I mean, back in the
straight
day,
up?
all the kids would buy sea monkeys out
Right,
of the
sea-
magazines, and that was a pretty lucrative industry for a while. I mean,
Them sea
that
monkeys.
really
I think I like
built the
food too
Utah
much to
economy.
make that a reality.
Yeah.
Utah's economy
Like taste,
was built
texture,
on
smell. presentation.
monkeys.
Like, I like all of it.
Brine shrimp, actually, who knows? Maybe they taste good.
Yeah, but in a brick that's all you eat? No. That sounds like I don't want to be like the dog food of existence.
Well, that's what fish food is, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
the
I'm pretty
flakes,
sure it is.
isn't it? Brine shrimp and
What
stuff.
the other thing I've thought about you could do with brine shrimp is make a Utah favorite. Brine
So sorry.
I can see it. I can
Brine
see it.
shrimp what?
Chuckarama. All
Brine
you can
shrimp
eat
taffy.
steak and brine shrimp,
steak and brine on your
locally sourced.
locally sourced
It'd have to be
High
like
in
a
protein.
sauce for like.
brine shrimp
Not
sauce.
like a
Fry
salt, like a
sauce.
little shaker.
Oh, I
Dry
can
them
see
up
that.
and just.
Little.
Little
But
sea.
We call 'em
seriously,
sea
wonder
monkey.
if they might taste good. 'cause
I wonder if we
it
call
is
it
a shrimp.
sea monkey sauce.
I'm sure it does
If you
taste
get-
good.
if you get
Salty and.
enough shrimp together.
Could you get sea monkey pox?
Ooh, I wonder if it's like escargot.
Sea
Not
monkey
escargot.
pox, yeah. It's a zoonosis.
The other thing.
What's a zoonosis? I don't even know what that word means.
A zoonosis is a disease that transfers from one species to another, like the avian bird flu.
It's called zoonosis?
Yeah.
Oh, I did
when
not
it
know
jumps
that.
to another species, like from birds to humans. But now it's a zoonosis.
I was unaware of that.
Well, now
It
you're
sounds
aware.
like a Pixar cartoon.
And it will become one soon with the next global pandemic.
It'll be like Zootopia, but everything just goes really, really dark. Everybody, it's like a massive, like The Stand.
That was a good blow.
Oh. Whew, sorry, I tried to back away from the microphone.
Okay, so getting back to our topic at hand.
Can I do like a minor check-in about our topic at
Yeah.
hand? What are the first 4 topics?
First 4. I thought
Oh,
there
for
were 12.
last episode, are we?
Are we starting? Is this episode 2? Are we still on episode 1 making an agenda for episode 2? Where are we at?
Yeah.
I think we're in an episode that may not be. We'll not label what number it will be. But
It's
it may come
it's an
later.
episode we don't know.
this
the
is
unknown.
this
In
is
order of
the unknown. The unknown.
What if rather than episode numbers, we gave them names? So like,
This
I
is
like that
brine
a whole-
shrimp.
so like when you hear
This is
like
the brine shrimp episode.
Transformers, Age of Destruction, or
I mean,
Yeah,
we might end
Transformers.
up with a lot of usable content here. You never can tell.
Well, so this brings up a thought of mine, is maybe a little opinion poll. Do you think, and maybe let me rephrase this. I want to be careful with how I phrase this
Sometimes
because
I think.
obviously,
From time to time.
a certain person's name is associated with everything that happens on Facebook.
What do you
Right?
mean?
Zuckerberg.
Oh, okay.
Like something happens on Facebook, like Zuckerberg's thing up to this. It's like, well, he's got a lot of employees and directors and other people are making decisions that he's probably not aware of.
Right.
Do you think he was part of the movement to deconstruct the order of things, going from chronological to random, or now all of our apps and stuff like that do like, this is your home page which has recommended things for you, right? I even have that in
You mean like his algorithm or the algorithm that
the algorithm that deconstructed our society as far as like getting information that you want. Like even when I pull up maps now and
It
I search for
refers to-
food, it doesn't show me the closest thing first.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be like on the list of things, this is the closest, this is the next closest, this is like literally an order of closeness. That is no longer the case. Now it's an item and then another item, but if you look at the distance, it's like, well, this one's 12 miles away and this one's 0.1 miles away, but it's lower on the list.
I have not noticed that.
yeah,
But
it has to do with advertising. That's
I understand
Yeah.
it conceptually, but I honestly, I guess maybe I don't
Do you have an-
utilize enough
does it.
applications where it does that.
Well, just on that particular algorithm, are they looking at individuals and what type of food they have seen you go and buy, either by,
Or is it by region?
and then
Or
that
is it-
that goes down to a
Or is it
rabbit
by
hole of
who
like
paid for the
how
most
and
space?
who knows everything about us, who started that algorithm of
Well,
of
there's
knowing
always,
so much about you.
and we always have the assumption of
there's
they,
all
right?
Yeah.
That they is doing something, but
Who the fuck are they?
they're the same people that don't put the wedges underneath the table. Do they know what they're doing?
They are the same people that don't put the wedges underneath the tables. You're not wrong about that.
And so when there's this like order put to something that makes no sense, and the ability to
it makes
have some
sense.
control on it now, no, it doesn't.
I
Go look
didn't
at my-
say it was logical. I said it makes sense. I say I understand.
Random
it
makes sense
as a
even
concept. Sure.
there's no advertising on Facebook. When
Oh,
this
the
happened,
hell there isn't.
Listen. When this happened, there was no advertising on Facebook. It was basically a way to like. I saw it at the time as a way to juggle up my exposure to my own friend group.
And
exposure juggling.
But now it's so obscure. It's not even like there's not even an option anymore. I can't even say like I would actually prefer these to be sorted by distance. No, you can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
There is no setting on Facebook to say I want this ordered by chronological order. Like I want to be an old schooler, is what I feel like. It's like I want it the old way where it used to work good. But it's
I
literally
do
like,
actually feel that way.
I just want to know.
And I don't use it for that reason.
I just want to know what's going on. It's like, what do you think about this idea of removing?
What the fuck does that mean? You want to know what's going on? Like in the world? Like explain that conceptually.
No, I mean
to me.
like I want to know something. Like when I'm looking
you want
for something,
access to information.
I want access to the information that I am looking for. And it's these other things are put in my face in a way that's like it doesn't make sense. If it's advertising, that's fine. But is it? Is it because I reviewed a Thai restaurant that those will show up in my feed sooner now that I say Thai? Or is it because this Thai restaurant has better reviews
This
and
is the
therefore they're
Google
up higher?
numbering enigma, folks.
Well, it's kind of like, say you wanted to look at like footage of, say there was an earthquake that happened in like
Singapore.
Singapore, right?
Uh-huh.
And like you go, and it was a big one, and you're like, there's
Right.
got to be footage of it. I want to see what happened. You go to YouTube and you search for that, and all you're going to get is ABC, NBC, Fox, a bunch of stupid news organizations with their stupid captions on there going like, this earthquake, pop, oop, this earth, and showing you little
Shit's
snippets
fucked,
of stuff.
folks. The ground
Whereas,
shook.
and you'll look at it and it'll only have like 500 views on the entire clip. But then you'll keep searching and keep searching, and you'll finally find like raw footage from somebody's dash cam, and it'll have like 1 million views on it. But that's not what YouTube feeds you first. They feed you the corporate crap that
Correct,
you don't
'cause
want
that's
to watch.
who's paying for it to exist.
But
as
even
a
further than that,
platform.
I agree with you, Eric. I've seen another level of this though, where the attention of eyes is just as strong as a powerful force as the paid advertising. Like if you go look up, for instance, with Iceland, and I say I want to see Iceland volcano that's going on in Grindavik,
Yeah.
right? If I go look for that, I'm going to find videos that have a volcano in Iceland in them, but they don't necessarily have Grindavik in them, and they don't necessarily have this year. And there's not an option there that's easy to find. There is some options, like if to say, I want to sort this by stuff that has only happened in the last week.
It's kind of like when you go shopping on someone's website and they don't have the option to look for high to low or low to high or
Yeah.
the color or however.
It's
now
recommended.
No filters.
They
Recommended.
recommended options, and now it's
But I've noticed they
own
even say
algorithm.
recommended for you, right? I'm a first-time customer at your store, and it says recommended for me. What does that mean? It means that I'm just like
It means
recommended
that
for
they
a faceless
pay,
person.
It means that they pay for information about how you shop.
And they
You're
use
an
that.
Little
algorithm.
teeny bits of data about what you
But what's
pushed a
this one?
button. Like I've gone on these weird tangents, like down the rabbit hole of shopping for weird things or trying to learn a very finite thing, and the algorithm like it will ask me to purchase. It recommends like all different kinds of random shit.
But, like,
Recommended for you. Every hiking algorithm ever.
back to my notes, like this. There's a homepage.
Home.
Homepage has my notes on here, but they are not in an order that makes sense to me. It's not like the most recently accessed one, because that's projects. I was talking about ideas. It's not necessarily the most recently edited, but it might be the most touched. But there's no information here.
What is this?
It's just like, we think that you want these things up here. That's for this trip. But if I click here, if I click onto notebooks, then I get a list that starts with like the drill down. There's that. You drill down to all my things. But this is the actual order I created everything in. That makes sense to me. But the main page on the app now is home.
It's created its own
It's created its own interface for me that I now have to push out of the way in order to access my information that it created. But there's no advertising here. So it doesn't make sense why somebody would put forth the effort to create an organization that I don't understand for me. Somebody was doing this. Somebody was paid to do this. And they were doing this instead of what they should have been doing is going out and sticking sugar packets underneath the legs of tables.
It's fine. Leave it alone.
Go fix the tables, please. I don't want this. I want tables that don't wobble.
So that's one too many brushstrokes for you.
I'm almost this exact conversation, but differently, is about how people feel about government. Like, put the sugar packs underneath there before you do all this other stuff. And that's probably a lot of things in this world, right?
Like don't build new tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, like before you create a menuless app that I have to order from and a tablet that I have to like order from, fix the tables, right?
Yeah, we could do all that now.
You just spent like thousands of dollars creating some app or tablet that I have to order from, yet your tables are shit.
Oh, man. Whew.
Oh, no.
You just said a fucking mouthful.
What are you going to say about it?
I'm not ready to say anything
Processing.
about that. I'm processing
Processing.
that. No, like
Processing.
that. Oh, stop.
Processing?
Processing. Guess what you're doing. 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 No. No. No.
Stopped.
I have a question. Has anyone ever ordered in this group like fast food from the franchise's app?
No.
Yes.
Well, I did walk inside a McDonald's and use their app on a machine inside of the store.
Okay, well we did that in Europe because we did, you choose your language and then you do, so that makes sense, right? In that
It was very
context.
logical in Europe, given that there's so many
languages, right?
close-knit
So you can
languages.
order it the way you want in your language on the menu, and then it gets made, right? But like, I'm not including like say a Starbucks app. Right?
What about like Cafe Rio?
No.
Because that would be my yes.
But I did order breakfast from my bed and did not get out of bed until it got to my door the other day.
But see, that's like delivery app. I'm
It was a delivery
I'm talking
app.
about like, have you ever
The
like
brand itself
Like
app?
McDonald's?
No.
yeah, like a McDonald's? Have you ever like downloaded the McDonald's app, created an account?
Oh wait, 7-Eleven. When I went to Oregon, I downloaded
a 7-Eleven
7-Eleven app to deliver me beers.
And Cafe Rio, they do. It is.
Bring me beers and cigarettes.
But see, that's a
It is
delivery.
help
That's a
you.
delivery thing. Okay, so that's a delivery thing. I'm
but
talking
it was
about
everything from 7-Eleven.
like you go in
I
to
don't have any of these.
and you order on their
You
app.
have to download their app
And then-
store to order from them, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you go into you
Temu.
download an app for say like McDonald's, and then you order your food, and then you go into the store to get it.
Let's see.
No, I don't have one of those.
I'm looking at the Play Store right now, and I'm going to search for.
McDonald's?
I'm going to go for
You
Burger
hand me
King.
my water.
I feel like they might have an app that has like a king on it. Yeah, the Burger King
It
app.
should be like right there.
There it is. There,
Oh,
yeah. It has their logo. The Burger King app. Can I get my Whopper the way I want it?
Can't you get it the way you want it anyway?
Well, I wonder if you can get it
Isn't
really
that
the way you
their
want
whole
it.
slogan?
Yeah,
Well,
it was.
Oh, it is their slogan. But if I use the app, do you think I might be like have a hard time
Breaking
even
it?
finding a Whopper on here because there's the recommended things?
Fucking test it out. I don't know, dude.
I
I'm not
guess
gonna install
another
that shit.
question would be, like, the only time I could ever see that being practical is if it's like 11:25
I have an emergency.
a.m. and you want breakfast, and it takes 6 minutes to get to the McDonald's.
Okay.
That's the only time I could ever practically see like ordering from there.
Download the app.
Is like a straddle meal situation.
Yeah, you're like,
That's the
if
only
I-
time
A breakfast meal.
I want breakfast.
I
don't
want
lunch.
breakfast. It's about to be lunch.
Those straddle meals. The problem you run into is
Okay.
with the millennials these days is like if lunch starts at 11:30 or breakfast goes till 11:30, they might shut it down at 11:25 because they've got to clean up and get ready for lunch.
Their deadlines are now the youngsters. Their deadlines.
They're more deadline.
They look at when the store closes and they say, "Oh, that's when I'm supposed to walk out of the door." They don't
Right, they're-
recognize closing time is like an hour or two after.
No, yeah, the sign is closed, and that means everybody walks out, including
Yeah.
yourself.
Whereas when we were all teenagers, if someone came and knocked at the door, they like it was
At 11:59
If
and
it
you
was
close
11:50, yeah, 11:59, you close
you're
at 12.
staying.
They got to order their food, even though they were leaving 30, 40
Yeah.
minutes after.
Yeah, we hated
The
those
clo-
people, but yeah.
Yeah, we all hated them, but it was still
I-
a reality that the business was open until the close time.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, because it's not the label on the door isn't the end of the shift.
It's the end
for
of the
employee.
hours that you're
It's
open
the
to
end
the
of
public.
when the door's open.
Yeah.
I experienced this
It's
a
not
little
the
while
end
ago.
of my time. It's the end of your time.
So I went to go order a sandwich from the Golf Shack, like the in between holes. Like there's a little deli order. You can order
Yeah.
some food and
Okay.
stuff, and there's somebody at the counter there. And I walk in, and it's like 5:18 p.m. And I order a sandwich, and she goes to start preparing it, and somebody else walks in right behind me, and it's 5:20 now. Mm-hmm. And he comes up to the counter and sees that she's making a sandwich. He's like, "I'd like to get a sandwich," and she's like, "Oh, we close at 5:30." And he goes,
It's 5:18.
he looks at his watch and he says, "Well, it's 5:20." And she says, "Yeah, but I need to get everything ready so I can. We close at 5:30. I'm leaving at 5:30."
Yeah, it's
Kind
that
of
whole
thing. And
change of
he was
mentality.
like, he looks at her and he goes, "Oh, you're a millennial. I see. Okay. Well, I'll just get some of these nuts off this little stand here, then." And he talks to me and he goes, "I have millennials working for me too, so I know what this is like." he instantly gave up at getting his sandwich, even though she's in the process of making one right now for me.
Right.
That I ordered at 5:18 and he at 5:20 when they close at 5:30. She just flat out said no.
We're
closed.
right now seeing
He
society
gets a sandwich
changing.
and you don't get a sandwich. Why?
It's the same thing as
'Cause
like
time.
Well, it's like when
I
you
got
when you
things
go
to
into
do.
Right?
like if you go into like a more
This is
traditional
why
shop like
hourly wage-
McDonald's and
Mm-hmm.
they say at 11 o'clock the lobby closes. There's somebody out there at 11 o'clock and they go click.
Right.
And then they clean the.
And if there's
and they-
anybody inside, they can still order, and the person at the door stands there and opens the door to let you out
Right.
and back in. And that's kind of like how I grew up as a way that business hours worked.
Well, did you all work at like food industry at some
I
point
worked at
as
McDonald's
a teenager?
once. Yeah.
Did you ever work in the food industry?
Yeah, I was a cook at
Yeah.
KFC.
And
So
Eric,
was
you
Jake.
worked in the food industry. I worked in the food industry. You always waited.
In like high school.
You closed the door at 11, 12, whatever the hours was, but you had to work for the customer until they left.
Oh yeah,
And then you had to do your normal close down. So Saturday nights were amazing because that was always the late night that everyone would come in late.
Yeah, if somebody sat there for an hour, after, like you had to wait for them to leave. You didn't want them to feel rushed either. Like
Yeah.
you know,
There was no rushing.
Oh,
it
you
was
wanted
like-
them to come back for some reason.
Europe's still like that.
It's like customer service.
Yeah.
You want them to come back for some reason.
Like we opened the
Did
store.
we just stop liking interacting with one another? Is that what happened?
I think we got onto this either
Did
like
we ever like it?
yes, we
Okay.
did. We used to walk over to our friends and neighbors' house on a Sunday and just stop by and knock, knock, knock. Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Well, I think we're
That
just
still exists.
we're on that cusp of the world changing, and we're physically seeing it, and it's going to flip into a completely
Okay.
different. When I
What
say
is
like,
the world changing from and to from your perspective? What is the mechanism of change?
so
and-
our phrase of old school, everything that we society kind of had those rules and we all abide by them. And now we're seeing it, like the page is turning and we're actually physically seeing it. It's like the people that are turning the page, they aren't seeing the changes that they're making.
No.
We're seeing the changes that they're making and we're like, what the ever loving, this is not how it's been done. They're like, this is how it should be done. And they don't even listen to us at all. Of like, no, there's a reason. And in 10, we'll see another cycle where it might be flipped back. Because people might be like, oh my gosh, it would be logical that you'd let someone order at 12:01 and that you wouldn't let anyone else in the building. But it will become a new concept, never heard of before.
Yeah, like it'll be, I wonder if like, it'll be the same as like, back in the day, the old people used to do that where you could order all the way till the business hours closed.
I have a really great idea. And
Rumors.
we could probably get a Kickstarter for it. But what we do is we actually take a paper and physically print on paper all of the businesses and everyone's information. And maybe it's color different. So like say like private information is like one color.
Like white?
And like white. And then businesses could be another color, like maybe
Do you
yellow.
separate it like the old phone book, or is it all on one list?
It's a book and everyone gets it, right? Like it comes to your house. And then inside too, so if there's an emergency, there's like information like, hey, if there's an earthquake, here's the steps
I love
you do.
that I can't
If there's
see
a
your face
fire-
right now, so I don't know if you're being serious or if
There's
you're
a
He's
fire.
inventing something right now.
Yeah,
It's never
I'm
been
inventing
heard of
something
before.
we
He's
could
never heard
totally
of a phone book.
Totally new. And
Well, some people haven't.
yeah, so and we could probably get a Kickstarter to get it going.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this?
It is the way of reinventing the same
And
thing.
what
that
does
was,
this thing do? We get a book delivered to our door?
Yeah, so you get a book delivered to your door.
Can you opt in or out?
No.
No,
You
it
get a
just
book and
shows
it has like all. So you were talking about the organization of information, right? So like, say you want to find a business, everything is just alphabetical. So everything's in order. There's no like.
I was just doing this so I
I
remember.
mean, if you wanted to pay an extra amount to have your business highlighted, it could be like, I don't know, bolded or something.
or maybe even like take up a portion of the page that's a
Yeah.
lot larger.
Maybe a little bit of a larger entry. And then what you could do, think about an emergency like a hurricane or an earthquake, an EMP, anything like that, right? Like the internet's going to be down. So like all of our information, like what to do.
a donut.
Is there a
Say-
page for that?
Say I need to call like
To the front or something.
I need to call the police,
Inside
but
the
it's
cover.
not an emergency. I just need to let them know the bridge is out. You know, like it's not like a 911
It's
call. or something.
non-emergency.
So I need the
but
non-emergency
I really
number
feel like there's
rather than have
shenanigans
to
happening.
Google it because you don't know what's going to happen, right? Like the internet could
Yeah.
be down. It's just right there, like in the first page, and it tells you what to do, like fire department numbers, animal control, the gas company,
I'm
the
having
power
a really
company.
hard time
What if you get
maintaining
extremely
my
sick?
seriousness in this
Yeah, maybe the doctor. You know, you
circumstance.
could. There's like a.
I accidentally ate something that was the
Yeah.
wrong thing.
Yeah, there could
The
be like
CDC?
poison control,
poison control.
and so you don't have to Google
yeah,
any of
poisons.
that.
Yeah, I have a
because
friend who works
I want
for
a
poison control,
psychedelic line.
actually.
There's a potential that Google and internet
Seriously.
could be down. So in an emergency, it could be very, very helpful.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Can we do this as
But-
just like a
I had
picture
my-
book?
And then if we don't
can.
like it, the old copies, we do the book burning thing.
Do
So
we
like,
we book burn.
so like
Can
when
I
the new
pay-
one comes out, we can burn the old one.
Oh my God! You just made and fueled your own economy. Congratulations.
I've got something I think that'll help it to catch on a little more. Is instead of putting it in an order like alphabetical or chronological or anything like that, we kind of just
Color code.
put it as recommended
recommend.
on the.
And like every single one is different, just like generated.
Recommended, yeah.
The recommended is different, so everybody gets different recommendations depending on what's delivered to them. They don't even get to choose. It's just there.
Recommended.
You've
Poison
never been
control.
here, but
Yeah.
this is what-
Recommended for you. Like every person gets the first page. So like the first page has all the vital information. The second page has the recommended for you page.
The recommended book.
Yeah.
Do you pray before like you go deliver these, or like how are they distributed? Is it like bicycle kids on bicycles throwing them, or like in a giant truck?
They'd be kind of heavy.
I mean,
Like,
we
I don't
could,
know, like,
we could, you know,
could
maybe
probably
we
get
can
a
I could say they're like as
repurpose-
heavy as a phone book.
You know what we can hope for. What we can hope for is that there's less war, so we can repurpose the delivery systems for emergency food supplies.
Like tanks?
Yeah, we can like get the big things and drop the crates out the back, and it pulls the
Can
parachutes.
we make like a little catapult
distributes
device
everywhere.
off the tank that just is like a perfect arc to
A
a
what?
patio? A catapult off a tank.
A catapult off a tank?
Yes.
Like the barrel of a tank?
No, like the side.
The side.
And it
So
could,
you can drive down the street.
it could be like when you have to
Oh, you can,
sign
like-
up at 18
You
for
like
like
a
the
slingshot.
Fa-bing,
lol. But it's a perfect arc, so it just lands occasionally. Broken window.
I think there should be flowers in the barrel of the tank too.
Yeah, why not?
confetti.
Yes. Which is
don't- we
like
don't want-
glittery unicorns.
I feel like that could trigger some PTSD.
That could
I'm
actually
sure
get
it
someone's
can.
eye and hurt them really bad.
What happened to you? I was walking home doing the walk of shame, and I got catapulted with this
Glitter?
This new phone book.
The phone book hit me, and you can see the glitter remnant of where it hit right here because it was coated in glitter powder.
Coated glitter.
I broke a cheek.
So you can
I
always
broke a
find it everywhere.
cheekbone. I cracked a couple teeth, but it's fine.
And the perfect thing was, is when I opened it up as a recommended page, and the first thing was the local clinic.
Yeah.
The dentist.
I got
phone
a dentist. Talk about serendipity.
It's quinky dinky. Just happens to be on the first page.
For that person,
Yeah.
because they
Or does it just happen? This is why I asked,
have
did
a
you pray before you delivered all of these devices?
The dentist did.
well, maybe this person has a predisposition to getting hurt by things hitting him in the face, or maybe that predisposition was just given to them.
Are predispositions just things that we hyper focus on and then fall into, like the rock on the side of the road?
Dispositionally, yeah.
And sometimes positionally.
Yeah, most of the time positionally.
Yeah, repositionally, different thing.
Yeah, I mean, been there before. But dispositionally, it's the things that you didn't position before.
But Eric, I kind of like this general idea, but I think it should be if people have enough energy to make a recommendation and make a subsequent item for recommendation, that it could have mass distribution of ideas. So like if you're willing enough to put your idea in the world, it will be mass distributed to everyone as material to read and or engage in. I think that that would be a fun way to see what kinds of ideas were just launched into the world. Both of you know.
Via tank catapult.
Via tank catapult.
The ideas.
Instead of on the World Wide Web.
Tank catapults.
Tank catapults.
Full of flowers and glitter and books.
We could have them delivered by bird.
I just
Why not? I mean,
you know,
if birds get a hold of them and want to drop them off somewhere, by all means, go ahead.
I think everybody should get to experience this, so we should have the tanks driven by AI.
Oh my
Robots.
gosh.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
But at least then everybody gets to sit back and get hit by books.
Or what if it was like an ice cream truck that just drives through the neighborhood and you're like you hear the tone, like maybe it's just a phone ringing tone, like boing, boing, as it drives down the street.
My
You go,
ice
oh, the
cream
new
truck
phone
it
book's out.
neighs.
The new phone
Everybody
book's
run
out.
out and get a phone book. Hey kids, go grab a phone
I like
book.
this idea. My ice cream truck neighs.
Now, have you decided that's the name of
Finally.
the book that you want it to be, Eric?
The phone book?
Is that what sounds the most logical?
Directory? Is it the directory?
Those sound. Something sounds a little. Is this
Fishy?
deja vu?
Vujade.
Vujade? Jamas vu.
Yeah.
Jamas vu.
Jamais vu.
Dormez vous. Sina le matina, sina le matina.
Ding dong ding,
Din dong din.
Oh my.
You know what you need is some microplastics. That'll That'll make the
No.
metal not so metally sounding.
I am so not ready for this conversation.
The microplastics one.
Correct.
Oh.
I'm not ready for the microplastics conversation. Are you ready for the microplastics conversation? Do you feel
I love
really well informed and like? 'Cause
I've-
you've been on it and in it. For a
I've
while.
been on it and in it for a while, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't been, and so like,
Does it freak you out to think that when you eat a fish, you're eating some of the plastic the fish ate?
No.
no.
Doesn't? Just a smidge?
No, but other things freak me out about how we consume, sure. But like,
None of it freaks me out.
does that freak me out based on what I'm buying? Yes, but not about microplastics. It's more about like, fish don't eat corn. Like, that's not a thing that fish eat, but we feed it to them to like in farming
Neither do
situations.
cows.
Corn, no, excuse
but-
me. Corn is illegal to feed to fish.
Now,
No, it's been illegal since 1992
well,
that I know of. That's when I first came across that
I'm
law.
glad
It
you
is
know.
100% illegal. I was on a campaign to legalize corn.
Why?
he needed to fund his book burning.
Yeah, I was printing paid. I was running
It's
a
not
printing
because I
press.
believe in this. It's
I was
because
running
I have books to burn.
I was running a printing press at the time.
So if it's illegal to feed
Oh, I
fish
brought it
corn,
with me.
Yeah.
is it illegal to play corn, the band corn, to the band fish?
No, it's not.
You know, though, if corn had an interlude at a fish concert, I feel like all the fans would think that was illegal.
I don't know if I think so.
Mike.
I actually think fish fans would if
Mike.
Fish invited corn to do a musical
Mike.
interlude, I think that the fish fans would agree.
Your mic.
Mike,
I'm not there yet. I'm sorry.
Well, you're talking.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Slap you around with a mic. Get your mic in your face.
What was that about the corn and the...
The corn. Oh, I feel like if fish invited corn. Sorry. I'm doing it wrong again. Hi.
Over here.
Testing. Is this
and
on?
action.
Go. I feel like if Fish invited corn to do a musical interlude at a Fish show, that Fish fans would appreciate the corn interlude.
Would it be on the cob?
Probably. Okay. I don't feel like it's going to be a shaved off version.
No cream of corn?
No cream corn.
No cream
There was a band, Cream.
No, like
What if you
grandpa
had a
dish.
show that was fish, cream, and corn?
Is Cream a band name?
Yeah, cream.
Cream is a band name.
We listened to Cream.
Dun, dun, da, da, da,
Okay.
da, da, da.
Old.
Dun, dun, dun.
An old band.
Yeah.
I'm getting to you.
It's one that we can say is old and not like,
Mean us.
like TLC.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Please. Please.
Isn't that song about AIDS?
It is.
AIDS?
Yeah, it totally is. About AIDS.
Which song was that? Was that when they did the Band Aid?
Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
No.
That was beautiful.
Did you like that?
That was nice.
It
I
was
don't
every
feel-
90s girl's song to sing to, even though it was
I'm
about
sorry.
AIDS.
No, I feel like Shoop for me was.
I
That-
did like Shoop.
Do you know all the lyrics to Shoop?
I know the Badoop
Let's
part.
see. Oh, no, actually, it was... Was it Shoop? Yeah, it was Shoop. Once I get going, I could probably
Can you
do...
play that?
Shoop
And we'll
badoop,
s-
shoop
Copy.
badoop, shoop badoop, 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 shoop badoop.
Let us bring us back to the
shoop
subject.
badoop, badoop,
About sex.
shoop.
Peps on the
badoop,
step.
shoop
Make you
badoop,
get
badoop,
hot, make
badoop,
you work up
badoop,
a sweat.
shoop badoop, shoop
Ooh, my
badoop,
darling,
shoop
not
badoop,
falling,
badoop,
but I'm-
badoop, da da doop.
Wanna get you, bet your best under pressure. Yo, Candy, I wanna taste you. Get your lip
Yo, Candy.
sweat because I wanna have pep.
On your mark, get set, go, ready, go. Let me shoot to the next man in a three-piece suit.
I spend all my dough, rate
Or-
me cutie. Shoop, shooby dooby, like Scooby Dooby.
Slow down.
Big thing. Oh.
I
Wanna
love
sing.
you and your big jeans.
Oh, is that what it was?
The biggest jeans.
You give me nice dreams.
Like
you
a
make me
shoop.
want to scream. Ooh,
Like a shoop.
ooh.
Oop,
What
oop.
you?
Shoop badoop,
What you do?
shoop badoop,
When you
shoop
do,
badoop,
what you do?
badoop, badoop,
Do you think copyright infringement?
Oh, I'm sure we will be cutting this portion out, Eric.
Oh my goodness!
Copyright infringement.
Look, I can perform a cover song as a band without contacting the artist to say, "Can I play your music?"
Is that true? I don't think that's
I don't know
true.
if you can broadcast it on like.
To play their music,
wanna
to
get with
broadcast
me.
it, I can go play at a bar and play a cover song. Somebody can record on YouTube and put it
That's true.
on YouTube, and it wouldn't be a copyright infringement because it doesn't sound the same as the original band exactly, and you're just playing.
The good
music in a
news
public
for
place.
us is we don't sound as good as you.
Yeah. I mean, at one
That's
point you
true.
could sound bad enough. I felt like one time when I sung karaoke, if AC/DC heard me sing Thunderstruck, that they would personally come after me and find me. And I hope that recording doesn't exist. And if it does, don't put it on the internet.
Are you beckoning? Are you fucking pleading with the public right now?
Maybe.
It was a moment of shame.
Public shame.
For the love of God, please don't put it on the internet.
But I do want to see it. Just
Send
email
it to me.
Email it to me
Here's
on Facebook
Here's
Messenger.
my address.
Private message me.
Look me up in the phone book.
Yeah. Go with the purple highlighted contact info.
Eric, do you want to come over here?
My camera's dead.
It keeps happening as a picture thing.
Is it because of battery?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we charge it?
I've got 2 batteries, one's charging.
So we're taking an intermission again?
We can take an intermission.
Oh, ladies' room would be so lovely.
Okay.
Are you-
Intermission.
who's giving the intermission this time?
We're going on an intermission.
As a mission.
As a mission.
That's a mission? Mission intermission?
Yeah. Do that one more time.
Mission control to Thomas. We're going on a break.
Doot, doot.
We'll be right back.
Oh, you're drooling.
Oh my God.
This is Chicken Sex.
With Casey.
Indiana. Fuck, let's try it again.